Meet Snowshine, a search and rescue operator with a confusing outfit and a penchant for parrying. But what's the deal with her being a Reconvener? And what's with the giant shield? Well, I'll give you all those answers and more as I answer the question, who was Snowshine actually? As usual, let's give a really quick reminder as to what a Reconvener even is. It's more complicated than this, but she's basically a unique individual clone of her original self from the OG Arknights, possessing many of her old memories and abilities. Meet Lara, aka Operator Aurora. Lara is an Arsus, not the Empire, but the bear-like race. She's actually from the nation of Kjerag. Before you flame me like how you did with the Ursus incident, I swear that's how Kjerag is pronounced in-game. Now, Kjerag is based on the Alpine regions, such as the Alps and the Himalayas. It's a snowy and cold nation, hence why both Lara and Snowshine's outfits reminds me of that one dude hiking through the snow in only shorts. Like its real-life counterparts, those who lived there were culturally and geographically isolated from the rest of the world. In Lara's childhood, Kjerag was only just getting exposed to the outside world, leading to the natural creation of conservative and reformist factions. Originally, Lara and her family lived a simple life in one of those traditionalist territories. She and her friends would play Build-A-House with chunks of ice and watch the stars while cooking fondue. But that simplicity would be uprooted when they moved to the reformist territory for better technology and economic opportunity. Lara went from playing with her brother every day to barely seeing him at all. Missing him, she secretly tried to follow both him and her father to the mines that they worked in. But she got lost in those snowy white mountains. She doesn't remember how long she was out there for. Apparently it's anywhere from 3 to 8 whole days. Eventually, her brother finds her in a little house that she built out of snow. Lara clung to his back in a daze, listening to him tell stories about the advanced machines in the mines and the Silver Ash family. That family being the leader of the reformist faction. Those words never left her, and when she later graduated secondary school, she applied to the Silver Ash talent program. That day, she fought with her dad. He liked the mines, and he liked Sir Silver Ash, but he didn't like the lands outside. But Lara didn't want to see the names of other countries on the machines they used on the mines. She wanted the name of Kjerag on them. And with this faith of Kjeragander, she traveled to Colombia, studying abroad as a snowfield engineer under a Silver Ash sponsorship. If you recall, Colombia is a combination of our USA and Canada. So when I say that she went to school at Iron Forge Polytechnic, equate that to a top engineering school like MIT or Stanford. Lara impressed all of her peers with her knowledge and ingenuity. It's here she started to work on her famous shield, a revolutionary combination of rare Kjerag metals and cutting-edge Colombian engineering. It included a small-scale pile driver and an artificial snowfaller, acting as an originium circuit to help her cast her ice-based starts. The shield that Snowshine uses is very likely to be a recreation of this. Not even an Umbral Monument Bull is safe from getting parried. And of course, she's never strayed from her Kjerag roots. Lara has always had a long-time dream of seeing her first Aurora. In Kjerag legend, it is a sign of the Divine's awakening. Hence, in the future, her taking the call sign, Aurora. With that always on her mind, Lara excitedly joined a school-organized icefield exploration team bound for Sami. There, she fulfilled that dream. But it wasn't the magic of seeing a natural wonder that she felt. Instead, it was excitement. In her own words, "I came out here with my own 2 legs. And so I saw it." Unfortunately, the expedition turned for the worst. The expedition team got caught up in an originium catastrophe blizzard, but Lara stepped up and refused to back down. Local rescuers estimate a disaster of this nature would normally lead to the infection of 3/4 or more of the entire team. Even as Lara's protection suit breaks, her shield never falters. The braver students try to take her place as she gets more and more injured, but Lara says this: "No. I'm staying here. I designed the barrier. I know how to use it best. Since I'm already hurt, I should be the one standing in front to protect the ones who aren't hurt." With her heroic efforts, only 1/5 of the expedition team got infected, including herself. Recall that I said Kjerag was culturally isolated from the rest of Terra. Well, that includes the very idea of discrimination against the infected. So while most would require a period to mentally adjust and adapt to new life, Lara didn't need to. Mayhaps it's a bit of learned hate. It's said that in life, she would always give 100% of her energy, but after becoming infected, she chose to give 200. Immediately after infection, she went straight to Rhodes Island and applied to be an operator, joining the engineering department. There, she turned her northern exploration gear into a remarkable weapon and was evaluated as a field operator. Even more impressively, she was scouted to join the personal squad of elite operator Sharp. Elite operators are the best among those serving Rhodes Island, the real cream of the crop. Aces capable of flipping any situation in their favor. Sharp in particular is an expert at combat, capable of fighting even the legendary Black Knight to a stalemate. For my Endfield onlys, elite operator is actually a term you've heard before. Miss M3 talks about being one. As the Endfield initiative was founded by Rhodes Island as stated in the Nexus files, we can assume a similar organizational structure. Something to look forward to when we eventually get an M3 banner. And that just goes to show just how capable Operator Aurora is to be able to support Sharp, which is why the two of them are sent as bodyguards for the Doctor and Kjerag. Now, the events in Kjerag are an extremely complicated and dense political drama. We'll keep it light here as we're just talking about Aurora, but if you are interested, the 3 events covering Kjerag are Break the Ice, the rides to Lake Zilbernetza, and the coming soon Retracing Our Steps 1101. Now, Lara is brought along as a Kjerag SME, filling in the Rhodes Islanders about topography, culture, and politics. Namely, about how Silver Ash's Carlin Trade Company is attempting to bring in outside technology to advance Kjerag. In its direct opposition is the Browntail clan and the Palaroche clan, both conservatives working to maintain cultural tradition. So when a Silver Ash political conspiracy leads to an exploding train and the Doctor getting kidnapped, it's up to Lara to keep Sharp cool and not go in guns blazing, destroying the delicate political balance. Lara's advice eventually leads the two to reunite with the Doctor, but she's surprised to find her brother caught up in the coattails of the conspiracy. She bargains for his safety, and internally tempers her favorability towards the Silver Ashes. Lara's role in these events end with Sharp's duel with the Black Knight, and Lara smuggling Operator Cliffheart to her sister. After many twists, the story ends with the Saintess of the Farenmut Yarragander taking control, and opening up the country to accept foreigners for the first time. The last time Lara has a role in the story is when she accompanies Operator Magellan in an expedition to Sami. Excited to learn about Lara's love for Auroras, she invited her on. They decide to stay an extra 2 days so that they wouldn't miss it, but disaster strikes. Once again, they are caught up in an Originium blizzard. Desperate to ensure Magellan remains uninfected, she takes the brunt of it with her shield. Lara picks up her companion and rushes to a cramped cave, where the two hang on for dear life. The two remain there for a long time, until eventually, Lara passes out after straining her arts. Magellan shakes her awake when it's over, and shows her the recording of what happened. It shows Magellan stretching out her arms and her drones to support Lara's body, with an Aurora shining overhead. Magellan is apologetic that she led them into danger and missed the Aurora, but Lara excitedly says this: "Maggie, my goal has always been to achieve what I wanted under my own strength and hard work. It's not about seeing the Aurora. It's about successfully accomplishing these things. That's why this video is even more precious to me than seeing the Aurora with my own eyes." The scene fades to black as Lara remembers a message her brother sent to her, that the data she sent back mattered, and that the mining machines now have the symbol of Kjerag on them. That's pretty much everything on Terra. It's never stated, but it's likely that she was part of Magellan's expedition that led to the discovery of the Cosmic Gate to Talos 2. And you know the rest. Snowshine wakes up as a Reconvener. Warfarin gifts her a snowboard and tells her to explore Talos 2. She joins the Northern Corridor Rescue Union, where she performs search and rescue in the north. She acts as Enfield's SAR liaison. She impresses even Yvonne with her ice-making arts units. And the rest we'll only know when the story progresses. That's all the Reconveners from 1.0 now documented. You already know I gotcha when Hypergriff drops another one. I do have another couple Reconvener related videos in the works, so stay tuned. And see y'all next time.